Everyone's building their passive income streams around SCHD right now. But while you're watching SCHD crawl at 2.46% year-to-date, there's an ETF that's already up 14.36% this year, with a track record that could make SCHD look like a savings account by 2030. I spent the last week analyzing dividend ETFs that nobody's talking about. What I found changes everything about dividend growth investing. We're talking about funds that combine massive yields with tech exposure. One of them pays monthly and has crushed the S&P 500 over 3 years. Another has returned 138% over 5 years while still paying quarterly dividends. Quick note before we dive in. This is educational content about investment portfolios, not financial advice. Always do your own research and consider consulting a financial advisor for personalized guidance on your financial goals. Here's what I'm about to show you. 4 dividend ETFs with strategies SCHD can't touch. One focuses on tech dividends with explosive growth potential. Another generates 11% yields using covered call strategies. There's a monthly income machine that's beaten the market, and there's a dark horse that only holds companies with 25 years of consecutive dividend increases. By the end, you'll know exactly which one fits your retirement savings strategy. Let me introduce you to Harry. He's been building his dividend portfolio for 3 years now. Started with $50,000 entirely in SCHD because everyone said it was the safest play. The 3.80% yield felt solid. The 0.06% expense ratio was incredible. And seeing companies like AbbVie and Chevron in the top holdings gave him confidence. But Harry noticed something frustrating. While his friends were talking about compounding wealth through tech exposure, his portfolio was heavy on energy and consumer defensive stocks. He was getting steady payments, sure, but watching SCHD's asset allocation lag behind the broader market started eating at him. His portfolio felt stuck in 2015 while the world moved on. That's when Harry started digging into the data. What if there were dividend ETFs that offered similar reliability but with better growth potential? What if you didn't have to sacrifice appreciation for income? The first ETF that caught Harry's attention was FDVV, Fidelity High Dividend ETF. And the numbers made him stop scrolling immediately. While SCHD returned 79.25% over 5 years, FDVV returned 138.78%. That's not a typo. We're talking about 75% better performance for long-term wealth building. This is the kind of difference that turns a comfortable retirement into a wealthy one. Here's what makes FDVV different from traditional dividend funds. It still pays dividends, 3.10%. Yield with quarterly payments. But look at the holdings breakdown. Nvidia at 6.36%, Microsoft at 5.56%, Apple at 5.19%. This fund recognized that tech companies started paying serious dividends, and it loaded up before everyone else figured it out. Harry pulled up the year-to-date numbers. FDVV is up 14.36% compared to SCHD's 2.46%. And the expense ratio? Just 0.16%. You're getting triple the expense of SCHD, but with performance that justifies it 10 times over. That's the kind of money management decision that separates good investors from great ones. The 5-year dividend growth rate sits at 10.42%. That means your income stream grows by over 10% annually. Combine that with the capital appreciation, and you're looking at a completely different investment strategy than traditional dividend aristocrats. This is how you build real compound interest working in your favor. But here's where things get interesting. What if you wanted monthly income instead of quarterly? What if you could potentially double your yield without taking on massive risk? Enter JEPQ, JP Morgan, Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF. This fund pays 10.59% annually, monthly distributions, and it's done this while returning 89.62% over 3 years. That crushes SCHD's 3-year return of 35.44%. We're not talking about small differences here. This is more than double the performance. Harry couldn't believe what he was seeing. How does a fund pay 10.59% and still grow capital? The answer is in the strategy. JEPQ holds the Nasdaq's best companies. Nvidia at 8.35%, Apple at 7.24%, Microsoft at 7.13%. But then it sells covered calls against those positions to generate premium income on top of the dividends. The covered call strategy caps some upside when stocks explode higher. But in exchange, you get massive monthly cash flow that you can reinvest or spend. It's a trade-off, but for someone building serious passive income, those monthly checks compound fast. This is advanced portfolio management made accessible. The expense ratio is 0.35%, higher than SCHD's 0.06%, but you're paying for active investment strategy that actually delivers results. The 3-year dividend growth rate of 53.85% shows this isn't some gimmick fund that'll disappear when markets turn. This is institutional-grade income generation. Now let me show you something that made Harry reconsider his entire approach to dividend investing. Something that combines even higher yield with broader diversification. SPYI, NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF. This fund yields 11.73% annually. Monthly payments, and it's beaten SCHD's returns while doing it. The year-to-date performance is 12.45% compared to SCHD's 2.46%. Over 3 years, SPYI returned 65.78%. That's nearly double SCHD's 3-year performance while paying significantly higher dividends. The holdings look like a who's who of American innovation. Nvidia leads at 7.72%, Microsoft at 6.74%, Amazon at 3.76%. These aren't your grandfather's dividend stocks. These are the companies driving the economy forward. This is what modern investment research reveals about where dividends are heading. SPYI uses a similar option strategy to JEPQ, but it does it across the entire S&P 500. You get diversification across 511 holdings instead of SCHD's 103. The expense ratio is 0.68%, which is higher, but you're essentially paying for a sophisticated income-generating machine that most investors can't build themselves. Here's what blew Harry's mind when he ran the numbers. If you invested $50,000 in SPYI 3 years ago, you'd have $82,890 today plus all the monthly distributions you collected along the way. That same $50,000 in SCHD would be $67,720. We're talking about $15,000 more in investment returns. That's a used car. That's a year of college tuition. That's real money. The monthly income piece changes your psychology too. Instead of waiting 3 months between payments, you're getting cash every single month to reinvest or spend. That changes how you think about financial independence. It makes retirement feel possible instead of theoretical. But Harry kept researching, because there was one more fund that kept appearing in his analysis. One that took a completely different approach to dividend investing. NOBL, ProShares S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats ETF. Now, NOBL's yield is just 2.06%. Lower than everything we've discussed. The year-to-date return is 4.82%. Nothing spectacular. So why am I bringing this up when we're talking about funds that could crush SCHD? Because NOBL only holds companies that have increased dividends for 25 consecutive years or more. We're talking about 71 holdings of the most reliable dividend payers in America. Companies that survived the 2008 crash, the dot-com bubble, and every recession in between. This is reliability you can't manufacture. The 5-year return is 55.91%. That's lower than FDVV and the monthly payers, but it's achieved with rock-solid companies like Walmart, Abbott Laboratories, and Caterpillar. The expense ratio is 0.35%, and you're getting quarterly payments from companies that treat dividends like a religious obligation? Harry realized something important. NOBL isn't trying to beat SCHD on yield or short-term returns. It's building a foundation of companies that will keep paying through the next market crash. When recession hits and other funds start cutting distributions, NOBL's holdings will likely be the ones still increasing their dividends. This is financial planning for the worst-case scenario. So here's what Harry figured out after weeks of analysis. The question isn't which fund is better than SCHD. The question is what you're trying to build with your investment portfolio. If you want tech exposure with dividend income and massive capital appreciation potential, FDVV is your play. It's returned 138.78% over 5 years and holds the companies actually driving market growth. The 3.10% yield gives you income while you participate in tech's upside. This is how you combine growth and income without compromise. If you need monthly cash flow for living expenses or aggressive reinvestment, you're looking at JEPQ or SPYI. JEPQ focuses on NASDAQ tech with a 10.59% yield. SPYI spreads across the S&P 500 with an 11.73% yield. Both deliver serious monthly income while maintaining growth potential. This is modern passive income generation. And if you want the most reliable dividend growth, regardless of market conditions, NOBL gives you 71 companies that have proven they'll keep paying through anything. The 2.06% yield grows consistently, and you're holding only proven survivors. This is recession-proof income. Harry ended up splitting his portfolio strategically. He kept 30% in SCHD for stability and that ultra-low expense ratio. Put 30% in FDVV for growth and tech exposure. Allocated 30% to JEPQ for monthly income and NASDAQ concentration. And kept 10% in NOBL as his recession insurance and quality anchor. This diversified approach gave Harry what SCHD alone couldn't deliver: monthly income from 2 sources, tech exposure through FDVV and JEPQ, recession protection through NOBL, and the stability of SCHD as his foundation. By 2030, the dividend landscape will look completely different. Tech companies will dominate dividend growth as they mature. Options strategies will be mainstream instead of niche. And the funds that recognize this shift early will have crushed the traditional dividend ETFs that couldn't adapt. The move isn't abandoning SCHD entirely. It's understanding that you can build a better retirement portfolio by combining traditional dividend stability with modern income strategies. Harry's portfolio is now positioned for income, growth, and protection. That's how you build real financial independence instead of just hoping the market cooperates. The question is whether you're willing to look beyond what everyone's buying to find what actually works for your specific situation. Because by 2030, the difference between these approaches won't be small. It'll be the difference between comfortable and wealthy, between still working and truly retired, between hoping and knowing. These 4 funds, FDVV, JEPQ, SPYI, and NOBL, represent different paths forward. The data is there. The performance is documented. Now it's just a question of which strategy fits your financial goals and risk tolerance. Because the dividend investing game has changed. And the winners will be the ones who adapted early.